Hello everyone, welcome back to Advanced Excel session with Preeti. In today's session we will understand how to work with references, or you can say cell references. So there are three types of cell references. To start with, we will see how the default cell reference works, and then we will see the other types. So the default one is, for example, if you're creating any formula. So let's say if I have this sales data here and I have this sales column, I want to calculate 10% on this sales value and I want to put that aside for donations. So I'll give a heading. Okay, this is just an example. You can perform it for any calculation. You will select equal to and you will select a value. So I want 10% of this value, hence I am selecting this value and I'll do into 10%. So I've got 10% of whatever value I've selected. I want to drag it for all of the other order IDs, overall data that I have. I'll do a double click here. So this is how the data is populated. Now let's quickly understand what happens when you write a formula and when you drag it. So whenever you write a formula, there is a pattern which is registered. Okay, so the pattern here is a cell before the current cell into a static value. So that is what Excel takes it as, and the same thing goes on. So if you see, as and when the row is increasing, the references is changing. So from J2 it's become J10 into 10%. The pattern was one cell before it into a static value 10%. If I would have dragged the formula sideways, the pattern remains the same, one cell before it into 10%. So the default way in which these references work, like the one that we just saw, is called a relative reference. By the word itself we understand it relates the pattern to the original formula and then it gives you the value. Now for example, at the moment it is 10%, but let's say if I want to try various combinations and I want to see how much it would go if I keep it 5%, or if I would keep it 8% or 15%. I want to try different combinations. What I'll do is, instead of writing a value 10%, I will put that value in a cell and give the cell reference. Let's see how to do that. I'll delete this. The shortcut used is Control Shift down. I'll delete it. I want to add a row. I'll go to the first value there and I'll press Shift spacebar and then Control Shift plus to add a row, and I'll say 10%. Let's say I want to create few more categories also. Let's say 10% of my sales goes to donation, then I want to put some more percent for, let's say, research and development, and let's say that is 50%, and then the remaining percent, which is 40, I want to put it in getting new products. So let's say new inventory. So this is my total 100%. So I'm basically going to break up this sales value into 10%, 50% and 40%. So what I'll do is, I'll write the formula. I'll say this value. Now I'll not write 10%, I will select this cell, because if I'll select it, whenever I'll change the percentage on top, the value below will also change. What I mean is, when you press enter, so for example, the sale value was 262 and the 10% of it was 26.196. So let's say if I make this 5%, I'll press enter. Now this is 5% of whatever sale value is there. So that's how you can quickly just write a value and see what is the value you're getting, and in case you find it preferable, you will keep it, or else you can just change it to whatever value you want. So that makes my formula dynamic, that's for sure. But the question is, if I drag this formula, will it work? Now as I explained earlier, Excel registers the reference, the pattern. So here the pattern is one cell before it into two cells above it, right? Two cells above it. So if I drag my formula down, the pattern remains the same, which means I'll not get proper values. It is going to give me some garbage value. Now let's understand what is happening here. If I'll see the reference, it says one cell before it, which is right, but now into two cells above it is wrong, because now it's moving the reference down because my cell reference has moved down. Similarly, if you just go down, the reference will always keep changing. So that pattern is still the same, one cell before it into two cells above it. So it is not working when you have such a value. The requirement here is basically the reference from here should not move. So the reference which is on K1 should not move. So what you will do is, I'll just come over here and I'll press F4, the function key F4. What it does is, before K it is putting a dollar sign, and before 1 it puts a dollar sign, which means it has locked that reference there. So if I drag it now, it gives me the right value. Now why did this happen, and what is this reference called? Firstly, this reference is called an absolute reference. That means I have absolutely freeze this cell. That means I have locked the movement of this reference. This reference is free to move because it follows the default relative reference, but this is fixed, and that is the absolute reference. So for example, if I go to any cell and if I'll see the reference, it will be one cell before it, and now it will always be this cell because I have freezed the row as well as the column. So when I put dollar before a column name, K is the column name, right? So when I put a dollar before the column name, the column is freezed, and when I put the dollar before 1, the row is freezed. So that's how it works. Similarly, let's say if I write a formula here and I'll say into, and I'll select this value, you either manually put the dollar symbol like $L, $I or $1, or you press F4 by selecting it. Just select this part and press the function key F4. Okay, I'll just drag it. So this is how it works. And similarly, I create a formula here, sales into this value, and I'll press F4 and I'll drag it. So we've seen two types of references. One is relative reference, another one is absolute reference. So this is a classic example of a relative reference, and this is the example of absolute reference. You can have any combination. You could have your complete formula in absolute reference, or you could have completely in relative reference. It's up to you and how your data is placed. Now if you've noticed, I've created 3 different formulas for adjacent columns. Instead of doing that, it would have been great if I would have one formula and if I would have dragged it for my entire data here. So let's try how that works. So what I want is, instead of writing 3 different formulas, I just want one formula which should work for this entire range. So the formula remains the same, but we'll have to play around a bit with the references. So you will select sales into the percentage value on top. This was the same formula which we did earlier, but now, as I said, we have to just try some combinations such that this formula works for all the columns and all the rows. For that, we have to understand how your data should move. Let's start with J3. Now in J3 column, I will want my reference to move from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, as in the rows should move, but I do not want the selection to move from J to K because it should always multiply on sales value. So what I'll do is I'll put the $ only before J because I want to freeze sales column or the J column. Similarly, for K1, do I want the 1 to move down? No. I want that 1 should always remain, as in the reference of 1 should not move. But when I drag the formula sideways, the reference of K should go to L and then it should go to M. That means I have to not keep the freeze before K, but before 1 I will keep it. So I just tried a combination here just to repeat what I just did. For the sales value, I have freezed the column because I don't want the selection to move from sales column to any other column. But at the same time, I want this reference to move from the first order to the second order and go on selecting all of these rows. Similarly, for the next part, which is the percentage, it should move from columns. It should move from donation column to R&D column percentage to inventory column percentage, but it should not move from the first row to the next row because there is no values here, there is no percentage values here, so it will not give me the proper percentage. So if you see over here, I have freezed only the first row, but I have not freezed the column. Let's see if this works. I drag it to the right. You can either use your mouse or I prefer using the keyboard. So the shortcut is I'm pressing shift right arrow. Shift right arrow will let you select how many columns you want and how many rows you want. Shift down arrow so that I go till here, and I'll do Control R and Control D. Control R will give me column wise, it drag towards the right, and Control D is down fill. Control R is right fill and Control D is down fill. So if you see, I just put efforts in one formula and I try to fix this reference in such a way such that it works for all of this entire range. So if you come to any cell and if you check, the formula is perfect, as in it will always select the sales value because here my column is fixed but the row is not fixed, and it will always select the values here because my column is not fixed but row is fixed. So you have to understand based on how your data is placed as to how to keep these references. Such kind of references wherein you are freezing only the row or only the column is called a mixed reference. Let's just see the last column also. So I'll just come over here and I'll see it is going as expected, sales value into a percentage. So this was all about the references, the three types of references which we discussed: relative reference, absolute reference and mixed reference. If you all have any queries in this topic, please let me know in the comment section, or if you want me to give more examples, do let me know. Thank you so much. Till then, have a nice day.